Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name's Connor Williams, and we're back with a video today, and it is a player announcement video, and it is Tyler Dibling. Finally, after what feels like a couple of months, but I'm sure it's only actually been a month, we finally got our man. Obviously, we went in for him earlier on, and we're sort of being, I don't want to say being um a bit pulled around by Southampton because at the end of the day, he's their player and they're entitled to, ask for it however much they value him at. And I'm not going to dig them out over that because we are going to do that eventually with the likes of like Branthwaite. So I'm not knocking them for doing that, but they were sort of like trying to get the best price for him, and then the talks cooled off due to that. And then from what the reports were saying is Southampton came back to us and was like, we're ready to renegotiate. If you are, obviously Everton needing a right winger, we're like, yeah. And it seems to be that from the reports, that's how it's happened. And now there's a better deal that's kept both clubs happy. So the deal is £35 million with 5 million in add-ons. There is a supposed 20% sell-on fee, which I think is a little. I think that's the one that people are getting caught up on. It is a little steep, but Southampton clearly, like I said, one are entitled to rate him as highly as they do and get the best price for him. Clearly, Southampton are aware of how special he could be because 20% sell-on clause is a really high percentage. So they are expecting him when he leaves Everton to go for big money and they can reap the benefits of that as well. So yeah, that seems to be the deal. There were photos of him leaked today at the Hill Dickinson Stadium as well. So yeah, it's great to see that we finally got our man after a couple of weeks. He's a very, very good player. You know, people have been saying that have watched him when I think when it was the initial 45, I saw people saying it's a bit steep, but honestly, I'd pay it. He could be worth double in a couple of years' time. And that sort of stuck with that was what a lot of people seemed to say about him. They were like, oh, he'll be worth, double that in a couple of years. We obviously played Premier League football last year for Southampton, 33 appearances, 20 starts, which averages about 57 minutes a game, which is great because that's about an hour an hour a game. No assists, two goals from an XG of 2.56, so pretty much on the money there. 0.6 key passes a game, three big chances created. He's meant to be a very, very good dribbler, very good at getting the ball up the field. And from that right hand side, likes to come inside. We've had we've had Southampton fans on the show before. I know that Alex was with Football Martin Sanders, speaking about him, and they were talking about how creative he is and how much and how Dibling is better in the 10 position. If you've not seen that video, I'd go check it out if you want to know a little bit more about Tyler Dibling. So go check that out. It's a great video by Alex and Tyler and Martin. So yeah, really, really great. Left-footed, so you know he's going to be coming in on the right and cutting in, but I think he very much is one that instead of Jack Harrison, where you're fake shotting it right on the sideline, hugging the sideline and cutting in, I think he's going to run like that across to get into a better position in the half spaces and pick out passes. 19 years old, so a lot of potential. And I think this could go really, really well for Everton. I think he's a great signing. It's nice to see us get a right winger. It's a position that I think we can all agree on we really needed. So in that aspect, it was great. I know people were saying, just pay what Southampton were asking originally. I'm sort of glad we didn't just, you know, fold. I know, like I said, they are entitled to ask for however much they want for a player because it's their prerogative. That doesn't mean we have to fold to their mercy. And I'm glad we didn't so much. And we've managed to find an understanding between both clubs. I still think Southampton have come out of this very good as well. For Southampton fans that are watching, I think you've come out of it with a decent deal for him. And I think Everton have come out with a deal that's okay as well. Obviously, a lot of it is dependent on how well he does in the future. But like I said, people are really raving about him. I've seen people say that he'll be worth double. I've seen people saying that Southampton value him as one of the best prospects to come out of their academy since Gareth Bale. Which, by the way, before confusion gets in, doesn't mean that he plays like Gareth Bale. It just means that he's the next highly rated prospect. A bit like how some people think Harrison Armstrong is our next highly, anticipated prospect since. I mean, I've seen some say Rooney, but maybe you could argue Barkley. Doesn't mean he's that type of player. It just means, the next big thing to come out. But I think he's really good. I think he's very similar in a couple of senses to Jack Grealish. He likes to dribble. He gets fouled often as well. Jack Grealish is normally, when he plays full seasons, is the most fouled player. The last couple of games we've seen from Grealish, including the really good one against Brighton, he does get hacked an awful lot. Um, so it'd be really great to see Dibling on the right, Grealish on the left, or however it works. It's going to be interesting to see how David Moyes sets up because Dibling on the right, Grealish on the left, Dewsbury all in the middle, leaves and die at a bit of a, in a bit of a spot. Don't know what you do with him die. Do you drop Grealish and put him in the 10? Then what do you do with Dewsbury Hall? Do you drop Dibling? Do you just not play Dibling as often? But then it seems a bit of a waste of going out and spending that money on him if you're not going to play him very much. It'll be interesting, but that's for David Moyes to figure out. We're just here to talk about Tyler Dibling, and I think it's a really nice signing. I think both clubs have come out of it, with what they wanted. I think Southampton have done really great from their deal. So yeah, overall, both clubs have come out of it really well, and he just seems like a really, really great prospect for the future. And I can't remember the last time we signed somebody with this much buzz, potential about them. Maybe Moise Keane, which probably isn't the greatest reflection. But I mean, he's tearing it up now in the Serie A. So I think we just have to remember he's only 19, so be patient with him. He's here to obviously play and play first team football, but he's here to develop into the player that Southampton rate him as and that we rate him as in our scouts. So yeah, it looks like it will be an enjoyable road to him reaching his full potential. But that's all we got time for. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below your thoughts on Tyler Dibling. Look forward to reading them. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Everton, Tyler.